Tonight at 9, a mystery solved, a family finally with some closure.
A body found in the Escatawpa River in Mississippi back in 1982 has just been identified as Gary Simpson.
Fox 10 News' Shelby Myers now joining us in studio with this story.
And Shelby, you talked to the Simpson sister about her long-lost brother.
Yeah, I did, Lanice and Byron, and she tells me her siblings officially found out their brother was dead just yesterday. She says all the emotions are just as fresh and raw as they were the day he went missing 40 years ago.
I always brag that that was my best sibling.
This is Gary Simpson, a face forgotten by many through the years, but not by Tanya Leal and her family. Leal, the youngest of 5, says Gary, the oldest, was not only her favorite, but their mothers too, which made it all the more devastating when the beloved 20-year-old vanished around 1982.
I remember his girlfriend coming over and told my mom and dad that some people came and kidnapped him.
Leal says she was just 11 years old at the time. Gary lived around the corner from them in the 7th Ward of New Orleans. Her mother filed a missing report and rumors circled for years, but there were never any real signs of Gary.
This part I do remember, that they would say, oh, they just saw him here. And my mom and dad would go and, because we lived in another neighborhood that we all grew up in, and they would say he was here. And then they'd turn around and say, no, he just left. So I don't know who was playing the games with my mother.
Little did they know, 2 hours away in Mississippi, Simpson was found by Jackson County deputies in the swamps of the Escatawpa River underneath Interstate 10. Cause of death, homicide. They just had no clue who he was. He was labeled a John Doe for 40 years. With the help of Othram, a company that uses DNA and genealogy to identify Jane and John Does, Jackson County investigators let Leal and her siblings know they had their missing brother.
Always thought one day that he would come home. And so it was very emotional for all of us, you know, because that was the first time that we ever heard that he was dead.
Leal says she believes her brother did get into some trouble, but didn't deserve to die. Now her family's focus shifts on who did this to him. But for now, Leal says she'll hold tight to the good memories she shared with her brother all those years ago.
He would dance like he was, I used to say the Black John Travolta. So he was the life of the party.
He sure looks like it in that picture, doesn't he? Leal tells me March 10th would have been Simpson's 60th birthday.